Hey everybody, Saucy James with dankpets.com. This video is going to be like a new series, I guess, and then I'm going to give it up later. But we're talking about the Sony Vaio UX. I just did a price guide on it on my website. Link in the description below. There's a spreadsheet as well if you want to look at, if you just want to look at the straight data. Every model that I can find, it's a hyperlink. So you click that and you go directly to the sold listings. Then you could go and see if you want to buy the machine. So I bought a Sony Vaio UX just for curiosity's sake. I think This Does Not Compute had a video about one of the Vaios. I don't know what it was. I forget which one it is. And the Vaio U. And like the UX is kind of like the next version of the Vaio U and the Vaio Tablet. The Vaio U Tablet. Sorry. It's like the mixture of both. So, I looked on eBay. Somebody was selling one for $50. It said something about the screen was broken, and I looked on the sold listings, and for some odd reason, these things are expensive. Okay, I didn't know they're cooler devices, so that's why I wanted one. Paid it $50. I bought a charger for I think like $13 or $15, and I bought a MSATA to ZIF or zero insertion forward PATA, the iPod hard drive thing. I bought that thing to convert it to SSD instead of buying the 1.8 PATA SSD because that'd be insane. And so that cost me $10, and then whatever MSATA SSD I have, which is wherever, you could get those for like $15 to like $30. 200, either a 64 gig if you want to go that small, or like a 120, 180, 250. They all cost about the same, and it's pretty cheap for the most part. I want to say, I wouldn't say it's the cheapest. You get cheaper SSDs out there, but I guess the SATA 3, is cheaper than MSATA, but whatever, just the form factor. So all in all, I spent, and I had to buy an LCD, which works, and I'm excited. I spent $70 on this LCD. I do have to say though, I had to specifically look for that sharp model number, and when I got the screen, it didn't have that sticker on the back, which I thought was kind of weird. It took about I think like 3 or 4 weeks to be shipped from China. So, which is not too bad, and there's just some other things I got to work on the machine. But for the most part, it's working. It's missing it's missing the Wi-Fi thing in the back, and this thing's so old. I don't know if I could. I don't want it. Well, it's gonna run XP or 7 or Vista, whatever it is. So I don't want it to be on Wi-Fi for the most part. This person, a Janus cycle, they have like a lot of cool videos. And if you want to see something more interesting than this, go there. But they have a video of them, forget what game they were playing, but it seems to run it okay. And it's using a Core Solo processor, and there's no dual cores for these machines. So if you want like something super small, there's other ultra portables that will probably do everything you want it to do a lot better. But if you want like a time period old thing, this is a pretty cool device. Not gonna lie, I bought it to flip, and with how much I spent on it, I'm probably gonna sell it on the high side of what my price guide is. And let's go ahead and just get right into the prices of these things. So, oh gosh, first time using an iPad, and I don't even know how to do it. So, prices for the Sony Vaio UX. There's a lot of systems. I looked off of Wikipedia to get my information. I did like the specs and all that stuff. And so if you just search for like VGN UX, you'll probably find most of the Sony Vaio UX systems. When I did the price research, this was done in like, what's 5th? April? Yeah, April Fool. Wait, no, May. It was May. So May 15th to or May 10th to the 20th or 25th. That's when I did the prices. And on eBay, when you do sold listings, it shows you the past 3 months. Other ones, you just have to find an archive on whatever, or wherever you find it. There's this website called WorthPoint, or is it WorthPoint? Yeah, they like save. They're basically like an archive of all sold eBay listings, and they have like specific things that they look out for. Like if you sell antiques, that's probably like a service you will like to pay for and use. But for me, I don't use it. And there's some sites, there's some pages you can click on, they'll let you see, but like the bigger stuff you can't. So with that said, my price guide is limited to 3 months, and it's kind of like a blessing because then you could look at it later, 6 months or a year, and then you can see like if prices go up or down. Because of the tomato mozzarella panini that we have in the year 20 years after the year 2000, gotta say it because I don't know about these certain terms and conditions that is said. A lot of everything went up in price because we got free money for the most part in America, and a lot of people were just doing things to do, and they needed computers, and almost all computers went up, all cars went up, all real estate went up, everything went up in price. So this video, I don't want to be blamed for making the prices go up on this video, on these systems. And I'm only one creator, not like the thousands of others, or hundreds probably, that upload videos on YouTube about vintage stuff. And of course, on the forums, all the thousands of posts of vintage stuff, which, puts the interest out there, puts the demand out there, and all that good stuff. Oh my gosh, that was long-winded. But for the most part, these systems, I saw like the almost 30 systems sold. A low average price is probably, you're gonna probably spend about $230. The medium price I saw, the fifth, maybe result 15 out of 28, was like around $350. And then the high price is $540. After that, we have the EX Plus price, which is like if collectors, comes with a box, comes with everything, okay? It should be immaculate. That's like $700, but there's still people asking more money. I have not done I only do my price guide, and then I just added this because it was so insane what some people are asking for on these machines. Like you just, now you bite the bullet, if you know what I mean. But I wouldn't. However, some of these machines, I saw like them going for like $800 up to like $1,200. I think I just saw one on eBay. I forgot what the asking price was, but they're asking like $1,300, which is insane. Now they probably cost that back in the day, but technology goes bad. It's not. It should not be that. But that said, in the ThinkPad world, something collectible. The ThinkPads, they're not getting. Some of them are past this price. They're getting to like other vintage collectible computer prices, but not all ThinkPads are this crazy price. To me, $350 is insane. I think for what is that? 2005 Core Solo, so Pentium, or maybe even a Core 2 Duo machine. No, you can get them for like $100, and that's even paying. You can get them cheaper, but for the starting price of $235, that's insane. With that said, not all of them started out at that. The UX 180p, the one I got, was $50. The 380N I saw for $110, and probably one of the best systems to get is the UX 1XN. What starts at $195, and then they go up from there. And I'm really not gonna I don't want to talk about all the numbers because that's just gonna sound annoying. You're gonna see this video in whatever year it's gonna be, and it's gonna go up and up and up. I will do my best to like update prices. I say that because I'm stalling on my ThinkPad price guide when I should have updated for June, but it's going to be probably held back to July or August. So sorry, everybody. Sorry, I just did a lot of research and yeah. So that's the prices of these machines. They're pretty expensive. However, you got to remember there's going to be accessories that this thing came from, and to get those accessories, it's going to be a pain if you don't have them. The first thing is they had this stylus, the VGP ST1 stylus. Okay, it's nothing special. It's just a regular stylus that you got. You could probably buy, a stylus and it'll fit. Oh, it extends. You could extend it. Okay, it had a little stylus to extend, but somebody on eBay is asking $80 for it, and I think I found something on like Alibaba or AliExpress, and it was like $30 for a stylus. So, but I don't know. To me, that's just way too much money. $15 is what I would max. So I'll just get a random stylus that wouldn't probably fit in the stylo unless you modify it, like shaving it off with something or filing it down. Next thing you need is the adapter. VGP AC16 V7. Luckily they're still pretty cheap. You can get some for like $15 up to like $30 is like the max, I would say, for one of these chargers. They're nothing. They're small. It doesn't require that much power, so I don't really see it being expensive. Now, if it was like a 120 watt or like a 150, 180, like the big workstation chargers, then they could go up to like $50 or more. But that's a different subject. We'll stop talking about that. And then from there, the LCD. So I paid $70, well $65 plus tax and all that stuff. And then it goes up to like $80 and $120. There's some other ones that go a lot more expensive. I think I saw some for like $200, and they specifically write, VGN UX. But the one that I got, it worked. So don't spend all that money. One thing though, okay, actually it's pretty cool. This machine has, I think it's one of the first ones to have it's not the first, but it had an LED backlit display. So it does not need, CCFLs, cold cathode fluorescent tubes or whatever. I forget how it's called. It didn't need those, which, I mean, LEDs, they last for a long time. And I was trying my best to see if I could mess with the screen for it to work. But the thing is, these also have a digitizer. So if you buy this system, you have to remove your digitizer from your LCD and then put it onto the next screen's digitizer. So if your machine if the UX is cracked, the screen cracked, there's a chance that digitizer, wait, well, I don't know how to say it. Yeah, the touch screen, the touch part of the touch screen will be broken and not be calibrated. Luckily, this thing has, the I was gonna say Joy-Con, the thumbstick, so you could use that for navigation. But yeah, and then other parts include like the network / video cable. It's nothing special, but probably need to spend like $40 to $80 on one of those. I think it gives you, I don't know if it has a USB port, but there's only one USB port on this machine, and I hope I can install with it live USB. If not, I don't know. Well, I could just install, Windows on another system, I guess. And finally, we have the dock cradle, PRUX1 dock cradle. Now, all these systems came with the cradle, the thing that goes on the bottom. But for some reason, they it's detachable. So next your system does not have it. The one that I bought does not have one. You're probably going to spend from $100 to even up to $200 or more for the cradle. Is it worth it? That's up to you. If you want to put video on a screen and not have that network cable or something, you know, maybe, but it's just to have everything there. Okay, if you wanted everything. So with that said, I probably spent like 150 altogether on all the parts that I have. And if I had that cradle and that network cable, I'm probably gonna spend another $150. So it's gonna be up to $300. And I got to about like right under the mid price of what these things sell for. Unfortunately, I have one of the slowest CPUs. Now, these systems, they're all Core 2 Solo, okay? Or no, they're just Core Solo. One was a Core 2 Solo, and it's still slow, but they're like pretty much 1.0, 1 gigahertz, you know, processor up to 1.2 and 1.33. The 1.2 is technically a newer system. It has the Mayrom architecture and not the Yona one. So there's probably some architecture things or whatever instruction sets that the old one doesn't have that it could do better. But and then I looked at Passmark, the benchmark software. They actually don't. I don't think they don't really have a result for the U4 or the U2200. Only for the 1500. Oh yeah, there's two different 1.2 gigahertz. Whatever. So what am I trying to get to? Oh my gosh, I'm like a boomer right now. On these systems, the American units, they had slower RAM. Basically, the ones with the fastest CPUs are the, I'm not going to say the UX. It's the 91S, the 380N, 390N, 1XN, 27TN, 27GN, 38GN. Those are all the fastest ones. Next one's up, you got the UX92 and the 490 and the 58GN. Those have the 1.2 systems. But some systems only have 512 megabytes and other systems have 1 gig of RAM. You're going to want to get the 1 gig of RAM systems. And basically, you're going to want to look for the UX390N or the UX38GN. The UX1XN is also pretty good to get. And what other system is a pretty good? Whatever. I don't want to get all into the specifics. I got one of the slowest systems, and that's just how it's going to be. Okay. Luckily, oh, you know what? No, actually, mine's not too slow. The 180p has a 1.2 gigahertz system. The UX50 and the 230 are the ones that have the slowest CPU. Luckily, there's only two systems. And let me see if was there anything on that on my price guide. UX50, yeah, there's some UX50 sold. And what is the slower one? The 230p, I didn't see any of those systems sold. And yeah, so basically you got a lot of the 1.2 gigahertz systems. One of the two systems with the 33 gigahertz, 1.33 gigahertz CPUs. Yeah. I honestly do not know how this video is going to go. I just want to get this done and talk it out. So let's go ahead and switch the subjects to the other Vaio systems. It's going to go a lot more faster. But I got to stop talking because that camera over here is going to stop recording. I decided to change the lights. I watched this video of, what's this guy's name? The Zen Rama dude. And they talk about like the halo effect with the hair. And that's not why my hair is like this. I couldn't find my straightening iron. But I had to do the halo light or the whimsical light thing just to see how it looks. So anyways, let's get into the next systems. Now, the Sony Vaio, I always like these machines. I actually saved a desktop long time ago for my PC recycling job. And now all like old desktops are, sought after. And yes, there's some that I thought was kind of neat. And I guess people want them now. It's pretty weird, but hey, desktops are really heavy systems. And At the time, they were scrap for what it was. I was working there from 2015 to 18, or yeah, about that time. So scrap. It was worth more. Well, I'm not gonna like, for the work that we had to do. The high value systems is what we cared for. All desktops, unfortunately. Hey, if somebody wants it for $40, we sold it, but we gotta get it tested. And they get tested, you spend time, and and if it just sits there, it sits there. It's not worth anything. It's not worth redoing the ad on Craigslist or OfferUp. We didn't really sell much on OfferUp, but all that stuff, high value items. But where was I going at? Oh yeah, old Vaios. Ultra portables. I did a price guide for the 505 C1, the Vaio U, the Vaio P, and the Vaio M. That's what they're kind of known for. The last two, I didn't really get into specifics for it because it really wasn't. There's not that much to be found on the last two. But yeah, so Sony, they're an amazing company. I love the Vaio line. They're so cool looking. All the old ones that they used to be. There was this one time, this Vaio Pentium 4 that we were going to get, but we ended up going with the HP one because it was a lot more cheaper to get. I think it was like $500 difference. So in 1996, they had their first desktop, well, their first PC standard, whatever, the PCV90. I think that same year or the year later, oh my gosh, am I not going to do the price guide on this? You had the 707, which came out I think in 1997, and the subject we're going to talk about right now is the PCG 505, the Superslim, the 10-inch 4x3. This system is pretty sweet. I don't know if it came across a 505, probably a 707. It came across something, and I don't think we sold it, but yeah. Not too many of these machines. They're hard to find. It's like 1998 laptop. You can find a lot of 1998 ThinkPads in a way. The 300 series and then the 770 600 series. Was 600 came out by that time? I don't know. But the 765. However, the units sold. There's only two. And one went for $40, and the other one went for $135. Yeah. On the wiki, there was other systems that I did not see, that were not covered. So there was a few, just the naming, the way, because I had to search for. We have the 505V, which went for $135 and $200. The 505EX, I'm not sure why it's so expensive, but I put a don't because someone was asking $265 for what it had. It just was not worth it. The N505E, which was $35, and then the N505X, which went for $145. Wikipedia says something about the VGN X505ZP, totally different system, way newer system. It's insane what this thing is, and the keyboard is pushed forward, so it's closer to you. You don't have a palm rest, and it still offers the same screen and like the dimensions, but that's a totally different system. What I found on these machines is that a lot of them do not have the battery. They're all missing the battery. Somebody said something about like the prongs not being able to stay on, so you're not going to get a battery. And the battery is probably going to be dead. However, you could resell the battery and it work, But for some odd reason, it if you don't have the battery, you can't do that. So we get rid of that chance at all, which kind of sucks. And for some odd reason, a lot of when I searched for PCG, I would get eBay would autocorrect it to PXG, and I would get like golf clubs. So I had to keep on changing the system, and yeah. Another thing is that the RAM of this machine, it had a proprietary RAM, PCGA MM564 SD, which is what the Sony modules were. Kingston, which is awesome, American company, they had the KSY 505/64, And where is that price? Oh yeah, so I saw one sold for $42, and another one sold for $135. Proprietary module, really old module. You know, whatever you could find is whatever you could find. $42, and you're not even getting 1 gig of RAM. But it's an old machine, so it's just how it is, okay? And for the most part, these systems, they all use the Pentium MMX. Later ones use a Pentium 2 or a Celeron. So we're talking 200 to 233, 266 megahertz. Some are 300 megahertz, like the 505 TR, TS, and TX. And then the ones with the different names, N505 and the V505, those had the Pentium 2s or Celerons at 333 megahertz. Another thing to note is a 10.4 inch display. You had the SVGA, which is 800 by 600. Those were all on the old systems from 1998. And I think the ones in America came out in 1999, which have, I don't know if they came out in America. I'm just saying that out of my mouth. They had an XGA, which is 1024 by 768. And yeah. So I mean, I kind of dropped the ball not doing the prices for the first Sony Vaio laptop. But at the time, I wasn't interested because I just wanted super portable. So maybe I will do one later. But there's so many different naming conventions on these Sony Vaio systems that it's just, I would find other machines instead. And then, of course, you have the model numbers. It's just like the ThinkPad problem. People, you know, the model is on there on the LCD, right? VGN or VCP or whatever, right? But if you turn it around, look at the bottom, it says some model number, and it's usually the AC adapter that it requires, which, you know, then you gotta look for the, you know, you look up that system. I think the PCG, what is it, one something M, or I forgot what it was, that what that charger was. But if you look for the charger, then you'll see the laptops. That's what it is, and from there, if whatever that charger is, you know, charges a bunch of different laptops, you can get all the results on all those different laptops. And that was pretty much my problem when searching for it. Likewise, when it comes to the ThinkPads, someone will put the MTM number instead of, on this 235, it says 2607, right? But it, you know, it's a 235. If you open up the machine, it's gonna say, it's gonna say 235. But some sellers, you know, they don't see that. They look at what it says on the bottom, and that's that. So I think I might have to like get a screenshot of every ThinkPad bottom thing that it says for every laptop, so I could, you know, narrow down on every exact machine. 600 eBay searches is not enough. I need to do more, and it's painful. Okay. So let's go ahead and talk about the Sony Vaio C1 Picturebook. This machine is cool. I want one of these. It's like super wide. It's ultra portable. It's like the HP Jordania or Jordana. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's already been that long. I've been talking. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So it's a pretty cool machine. It's one of the first laptops with a webcam. Okay. And I think 1994 was the first time we had webcams. I talk about this on the website. 1991, they made one that was some university made one. Now, there was an actual like camera apparatus thing that could be connected to a computer, and then from there, you would do, you know, editing software, and that would be it. But specifically, you had to have all these contraptions for that to be a camera. So it's not the first camera for a computer. You know what I mean? Webcam, just a little device. So we had that thing at the university for the coffee. And then in 1993, SGI made the Indy Cam, which came on the SGI Indy. However, that thing was the Indy cost from $5,000 to $16,000 in 1993 money. 486 was 1,400. So yeah. 1994 we had the Kinectix Quick Cam. That had a 320 by 240 resolution, about 0.8 megapixel webcam. That was in black and white. It was $100, and what's kind of funny to me is that webcams seem to be at that price still nowadays. I mean, they're way better. They do a lot more things and all that stuff. But $100 is like hey, that's the price I'm going to pay for. Now, there's other systems that could go for like a lot more money. And there was something that I looked up that IBM did when they were making the ThinkPad. And I don't know if it was Tom Hardy who said it or something, the guy Cavino, Caviano? I don't know his name. Or Sapper? Richard Sapper, the designer. One of them said that they had like this video talking thing. And I don't know if it was just like a still image of faxes and they just did drawings and they scanned it and faxed it or what. But what's wild is that when I was looking at it, Sony was the one that did that technology. So Sony's, I mean, well, I don't want to get into the digital camera story, but Sony's been doing, they're like the ones to do it. And I spent so much time doing webcam research. So 1994 we have that for the desktop, right? But RS-232 connector. You have a laptop with RS-232 connector. Oh, this is my laptop with a webcam. Woo! Now, we're going to be iffy on this one. The first system with the webcam was an IBM computer. Okay? It might be the IBM, I'm not sure if it was the 850, but it's probably the 851 ThinkPad PowerPC one, which came out in 1995. Well, the 850 came out in 1995, but in 1996, the 851 was introduced, which was the 850 series. Okay, however, they announced it. It was available, and I want to say in April or March, and you were able to buy the module for the webcam, and it was this big old thing that went on top of the LCD, just like the UltraPort was. This is probably like the precursor to the UltraPort. So the thing is that the 851 and the 850, they were super expensive. The 851 cost you $12,400, okay? And that module, I believe, was $200. I did not have the thing on here, but whatever. So there's that, right? 850, 851 could be it. However, in 1995, IBM made the PC 110 Palm Top, okay? And then Canon was like, yo, we want to make a webcam for this thing. And they used the CF card slot, or no, it's not the CF card slot. It's the oh my gosh, what's it called? The PCM-CIA port. Okay, everyone forgets that acronym. That system they made a specific one, and that thing ran on that particular webcam only ran on DOS and only worked on DOS. So you're able to get it for the Palm Top. The Palm Top came in 1995, and then that Canon device came out on the market in 1995 of December, and of the winter show, the winter CES of 1996, which is like in January, they had it there at CES, and this is in America. The Palm Top was never made for American market. It was all Japanese market. So you had to import it, but they had that there working in display. So that thing it must have been available. Canon's website said they made it in December 1995. And so this is all what came first, You know, gotta look at the archives, all that stuff. But I mean, although you know both machines, the Palm Top was the first one you could get with a webcam, unless you want to do the RS-232 port thing, and it stuck out. But even then, the 851, you had to buy a separate module for it because it won't come with a webcam standard. But in 1998, Sony and Vaio came out with a webcam by default, and that's all that matters. The C1 Picturebook was the one that came out with the webcam. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, take 3. We have creepy James now, and that's my mouth looks weird. So, where were we at? The Picturebook. This thing was the first one with the webcam, and it was revolutionary. Some website, video maker, they have a benchmark software for it. But what's crazy about the webcam is that it rotated. So you can have it facing you or whatever you're looking at. And that did not stay with, like, you know, laptops. After a while, the only way you could do it is if it's looking right at you. Or they just make a separate sensor. And the sensors suck. Yeah, like the camera on a smartphone is way better. And there were some cell phones that did have a swivel way back in the day. Had a swivel camera, but now they just have a second one because it's more rugged, I guess. But could you just imagine owning a Picturebook and then you upgrade that system and your next laptop has a webcam but you can't rotate it? I mean, you're like, what the heck? So that's what makes the Picturebook pretty cool, and that's why I want one. Plus it looks amazing. It's just so cool with how slim it is and all that stuff. That was a mouthful to say. So let's go ahead. Oh yeah, and then the elephant in the room. Spec wise, let's talk about specs real quick. All right. They all have the same screen? Yeah, so they all have a 8.9 inch screen, 1024 by 480. They're all TFTs, right? But the last revision 4, they bumped up the display to 1280 by 600. So that's the cool thing, I guess, on the revision 4. There's 4 revisions, so that's the one to get. And those came out in 2001 to 2002 and maybe 2003. Other than that, from 1998 into 1999, it was revision 1, and then revision 2 is year 2001 system from 1999, whatever. And then revision 3 is a few systems in 2000 and others in 2001. Elephant in the room is that these came out with 2 different processors. Yes, you know, Intel processors, well, Celeron and Pentium. But you also had the Transmeta Crusoe CPU. And I don't know if it was, I think they were 32-bit or 64-bit maybe. I know that the later systems were 128-bit, but I don't think you could get 128-bit software. But revision 3 is when they came out with that Transmeta Crusoe. And other than that, you either got 266 or 400 megahertz system on the revision 1 and revision 2, respectfully. That's a Pentium MMX or Pentium 2. Price-wise, let's just get down to the prices, okay? I had to do two different search results. I had to look up PCG C1 and Picturebook. I think I did them both by their own. So, low price, we're talking $130, cheaper than the Vaio U X. Mid price, $230 or $300. High price is $395, which is cheaper than the UX. And then, like, you know, collectors EX Plus, $600. And the ones you probably find is the Out of all those systems, I could not find any revision 2 systems sold. 4 systems from the revision 1 to C1X and C1F. On the revision 3, only the C1 VJ/BP was the one I found, the 3 results. And on the revision 4, you have the C1 MV or the MHP and the MWP systems that you will find. And yeah, pretty much the cheaper ones are the older ones. The revision 4, there was quite a bit that had the high price and the EX Plus price. And revision 3 is probably the one, well, if you don't want that screen resolution, you get one for $90 to $230. All in all, for what this thing is, it's pretty cheap for something this vintage. Kind of. Okay, it's not really. It's a neat thing to have. Maybe it's bragging rights to your local chips and coffee or whatever. But yeah, I want to get one. I'm probably not going to get a battery for it, but that's what the prices are for that. Some of these things had a DVD drive and a floppy drive. Yeah, so the next system is the Vaio U. He's not my friend, but this person I talk to sometimes on Discord, John Blade 87. They have just an amazing collection of computers, and they have an Imgur post with lovely photos of their Sony Vaio U. They have the U1 and the U3, and just all these photos, all this stuff, pretty good descriptions, everything. Go ahead and check them out. I shamelessly took the picture, but we have the U1, which is pretty cool. It's in this gray color with this light blue or dark blue and blue in it. Then you have the U3, which is a little bit faster. Or was it faster? I think it had a better specs. Yeah, it has a faster CPU. That one comes in all black. Okay, and it looks sweet. Now we had the PS2 come out in the year 2000. So the Vaio U is kind of like, design-wise, it's like a Walkman. The U3 at least, Walkman with PS2 and maybe a little bit PS1 in there. Just, it looks great. Okay, and I forgot to say the Sony Vaio UX looks amazing too with the font that they have on the keys. The light up keyboard, it looks cool too. I need to fix it up. Well, I'll drool about it later. And we have another Vaio U, the U101. It was a bit redesigned. It has a bigger screen and all that stuff. The Vaio U was kind of like for ultra portable. It did not fill the Picturebook's shoes. It didn't. I don't think it even have a webcam, and the proportions are different. So it's instead of the Picturebook had keyboard, full-size keyboard, we make a display for it. Vaio U, let's shorten the keyboard, and then we want to go 4:3 display, no widescreen. And so some people probably don't care for how small those keys are. So price-wise, the PCGU, all of them, I found that low price, we're talking $175. High price is $360. No mid price because I couldn't find any mid. But the EX Plus was what was it? Oh my gosh, I'm about to burp. It was oh my goodness. What did I just? Oh, I opened up a new tab. EX Plus price is $560. All right. Gosh. I think a year later they made so this came out 2002 and then 2003 for the U101. A year later in 2004 they made the Vaio U Tablet, which instead of the 6.4 inch screen or 7.1, we got a 5-inch SVGA display with either a Celeron M, Pentium M, or a Pentium M, yeah. And they have various processor speeds. Sony said F you to the Crusoe. It failed. I mean, Intel's doing their things. Intel, terrible company. Just how they, God, the AMD saga with the Pentium 4 and just paying people off to say they're... I wasn't recording. I don't know why. I just want to have two cameras, okay? Let me just blah blah blah. I'm on to myself. The Vaio U Tablet. Now there's quite a bit of different models made for this machine. We have the U50, the U70P, the U750, and the U71P. There's the U8G and U8C. Those are basically the U50s, but in Singapore and China markets. Oh my gosh, this thing freaking rotates and it goes straight down to the bottom of the page. Yeah, so these machines, they all have Intel processors, 900 to 1.1 megahertz, or 900 megahertz to 1.1 gigahertz, my bad. So probably the one to get is the U750 and U71, just because it has a faster CPU, or you just get a Vaio UX. The BGNU, oh my goodness. I did just a general result, and one unit sold for $700. What system did I look for that I didn't get on there? Oh, it's gone now. Cool. So I'm not sure which one it was. But anyways, one unit sold for $700. That's EX Plus pricing. That's way expensive, okay? For a tablet in 2004, we'll talk about tablets in a bit. The next one I found, the U8G, the Singapore one, I believe. Oh, no. Yeah, the Singapore U50 sold for $603, probably $600. I put 603 in there because of the PowerPC processor. But yeah, $603. There was one U50 I think that I looked for and it hasn't sold yet. It was for $350, and there's no link to that on my website. I don't know why. Somebody's asking like $1,100 or $1,060 for one of these machines. To me, old tablet, pump the brakes, bro. It's way too much for what it is. I mean, it's pretty expensive. But oh my gosh. Wait, I thought I wrote about the freaking tablets. If you want one of these, XP all the way, okay? But we're not gonna do Vista. Now, it is one of the first tablets, not gonna lie. Well, Microsoft Tablet PC, when they did the initiative again in the 2000s, they did this in the early 90s with the 2521 ThinkPad or the GridPad or the Samsung one or the what's that other one that looks like it's from Terminator? That other the Dolphin PCs. You know, they wanted to do the tablet back then, and then in 2010 we had the iPad, and that changed everything, which is what I have right here. At least an iPad Pro. So, but I actually don't know what was the first tablet made. I believe it might be the Motion Computing M1200. Might have been the first one. There's something on there that says the Compact TC 1000 was the first tablet PC, but it was both. It was both things. It was a convertible. It wasn't a slate only like the Vaio U. So you had that. But if you want something period specific, the Explore IX104 tablets, and then you got the C squared or C cubed. They look pretty. They look like they were like before the Toughbook came out with the ToughPad or whatever the heck it was. Okay, they're rugged looking and they look way cool, like they're from the Matrix. Those are like the only ones that you could find, and I think the TC you won't be able to probably get. I mean, you could probably get the TC 1000 or 110 or whatever it would be. I did not look at that, but that's probably a more standard system to have, or you could wait for the ThinkPad X40 with the Pentium M CPU. Or then there's also the that drawing thing. IBM Transnote, but that's way expensive. That thing's gonna be. I mean, last time it's $1,000. It's way expensive. We're gonna skip the Vaio UX. Now the next one is the Sony Vaio P, the Lifestyle series, super widescreen. It's a meme because they had it where they advertised it could fit in your freaking pocket. And it's like a netbook, pretty much. It has the Intel Atom processor, so a Z520, 530, or 540, or a 550, and I did not know it had a Z560. Okay, so the Vaio Type P had a super wide display. I think it was like 25 by 12 aspect ratio. Yeah, 1600 by 768 8-inch display, and they come in all these different colors. Yeah. 25 systems sold at the time. We're looking at $190 to about $215 mid price, and a high price is like $330 or less. EX Plus $600 or so. Okay, I found a lot of 1.33 gigahertz machines, 5 of them. Same prices. Same with the 1.6. Same, a little bit higher prices. The 2 gigahertz systems I found the Z550. 190 up to 370 or $400 for EX Plus price, so it's a little bit more higher in the high price. But I did not know that there was a 2.13 gigahertz processor. One unit sold for $600. This is probably one to get. It's the beefiest one. It's still an Atom, but the EX Plus price for one of these was $1,000. It did not sold, but it has like this crocodile skin, and I thought that was insane, or alligator skin. So freaking cool. And it's called the VCP11AKJ. The numbering system went way too crazy because it would. That's why I just said forget it. I'm only looking up the CPUs. So if they didn't list the CPU power, sorry, it's not the Vaio. And oh yeah, I think that is it. One thing I have to note though is that we had the name change of VGN to VPC. So that's 2009-2010 difference. Then we got the Sony Vaio M, another small machine, a little bit bigger than, or it doesn't have that crazy super widescreen. Only one sold for $90, and it's not that significant, I don't think. But I just put it on there because it was a small laptop with an 11-inch screen. I didn't look up the CLIEs, okay, and my chair is creaking. So I think that's about it. It's probably about an hour-long video. That's all the Ultrabooks that there is. I'm interested in them. I want the Picturebook. But yeah, so check out my website, I guess. Hate my website, I don't know. Comment below. I did not know anything about reliability on these things. Opening them up. I'll have a video about the UX, but yeah, Sony Vaios. Some of the scariest systems to work on if it's your first computer to work on. We're talking iBook, just annoyingness. Okay, so you don't really want to open these things up. With that said, I'll see you guys later. I'm done with the video, so hope you like it. If not, whatever. Oh yeah, what is there a certain laptop you guys want me to look for? I'm doing my price guide for the Dell Precisions. Maybe I'll finish it this weekend, and maybe I'll record a video this weekend. I'm not too sure. But I'm going to get to video editing on the Dell Precision 7730. That does not have brightness settings. It always breaks on me. Doesn't work in Windows, tab, whatever the thing on the bottom right to change the brightness on the screen. That doesn't work either. I'll do a review on that soon. So I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.